Right, we are at Hemel Hempstead this afternoon. Marc, how are you? How's the last few days been since Slough Tuesday night?
Yeah, been good, mate. Good win, good home crowd, lots of chances created, and we were sort of brave at 1-0 in a game. You know, we was brave in terms of not panicking and biding our time to get the second goal, and then the game was done. So yeah, no, really pleased. Got the first win under our belt after a shaky start. So hopefully take a bit of that into here, albeit a couple of players down, if I'm honest. But yeah, we're sent to test you in it, so we just got to get on with it.
Yeah, you mentioned that then. How are we looking this afternoon? You mentioned yesterday with your chat with Eddie that there would be some potential changes in midfield. Is that the case?
Yeah, Jack Saunders is going to make his debut in our first team. We're putting him straight in. George Frankham's no good.
Okay.
Yeah, so Josh Taylor's on the bench. It wasn't one we could risk. We want him to play Monday.
Okay.
So we've got to invest in Josh. And trust me, that weren't an easy decision. Obviously, you want Josh Taylor on the pitch, but you know, if you look at sort of Luke Moore, Niall McManus, Josh Taylor, engine room players.
Yeah.
Dan Gallagher, Dan Pybus not fully fit on the bench. So yeah, the midfield is a little bit non-existent, to be quite honest. Macca and Carter are, these are 10s and 8s, high 8s and 10s. So that is just where that is. But we've got the luxury of a lot of good players and a lot of know-how, and we're just going to try and play to our strengths, which is in high areas. And fortunately, Dave Boggins keeps this place in great nick. And the pitch is going to be big enough and the ball's going to move enough. And the first game of the season was, the pitch wasn't great. We've been at Meadowbank for 2 games where it's dry and sticky, and the boys might have half a chance here. You know, I look at Alfie. You know, Alfie's game is close control, you know, getting shots off, and he hasn't had a sniff for 2 games. Teams in low blocks at Meadowbank, dry, sticky pitch. So we'll hopefully see a bit more of Alf today as well. But listen, we're short in midfield heavily, we know that. Worst of all today, our bench is really limited. They're either youngsters or boys that are not fully fit. So we'll have to be, you know, if we can get a lead, we'll have to not rush things. Because you know what I mean.
Tell everyone a little bit about Jack Saunders then. He's someone that's come through the academy, isn't he? And he suffered that injury a couple of seasons ago, but he's obviously come back really well from that and making his first start today.
Yeah, I think he's come through the academy, went out on loan to Ashford Town, step 4, very robust player. He is not someone that I would have down as bottling it. I've barely said anything to him. All I've said is, this is your level. He trains every day with a brilliant squad, and I think, you know, with Louis' story behind him and, you know, a few of the boys around him, I think they'll do just fine. But it's great. That is where the club is. We've seen Josh Hebert get plenty of minutes so far. We've seen Seb come on the other night, Cavaliero. So the club now has youngsters that come on the pitch. And credit as well to the laws of the competition, naming 7 subs, which is good. Playing 5, which is good for player development. But yeah, we are getting nearer to that now. And we've got other boys now, first years coming through. And I look at the likes of Bromley and Andy Woodman, and you know, they've always had players coming through. So we want to be the same. So listen, Jack's a great player, regardless of what happens today. And I'm sure he'll do fine.
Excellent. And what are you expecting from Hemel this afternoon? Obviously their season's only just started and sort of like a newish sort of influx of players and stuff, but obviously they're at home, so they'll be possibly on the front foot.
I think so, mate. I think so. I don't know Lee well enough. We've spoken before. I don't know him well enough as a manager to know whether he's going to say, listen, it's the 4th game in, who gives a shit? Try and beat this lot. They're big timers or whatever. Or whether, you know, or whether, there he is now, or whether he will be looking at it, you know, in extreme tactical stuff. You know, we look at their changing room. If they're looking at ours team, then they're looking at a lot of quality. They'll know that. I look at them. I see an organised team now. I see a team that's built in the right areas. So it's that early season, James, and there's no cracks. No, the managers are happy, the fans are happy, the players are happy. So everyone wants to beat everybody. Everyone thinks they can beat everybody. You just got to chalk them off one by one. But I think the pitch will help us play. The pitch won't be an excuse. That's what I would say.
Excellent. Well, good luck this afternoon, Mark, and we'll speak to you after the game.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, James.
Cheers, mate.